I think, I think we may be live. Hey everyone. I I'm a hot mess. I just have to say, we'll wait a couple seconds for people to see that I'm live and join us. And I don't know. I was going to be so much in my mind. I just thought I was going to be so prepared for today because I put my live off from last night. I normally go live at, hey, Thelma. I normally go live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 my time Central. I wasn't feeling very well last night. And you know what's funny? I tell my family, if they don't feel good, what's the first thing I say? Hi, Bonnie. The first thing I always say is, you're dehydrated. Go drink some water. And so I'll put my face on. Heaven forbid. I'm not that pulled together, but I'm here. So, I'm okay. I always tell my family if they don't feel well, the first thing is, you're dehydrated. Go drink some water. And you need electrolytes. Go drink some Gatorade. So yesterday, about an hour, maybe 2 hours before I was supposed to go live, I made the decision. I was not feeling good. And I'm looking at my hair. Sorry. I mean, I know people hate it when people go on and they look at their hair, but it's hard not to. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to mess with it. I wasn't feeling very good. And I mean, just felt tired and kind of yucky and just couldn't pull it together. And I was sitting here looking, I had organized all this beautiful Spellbinder stuff and I hadn't done anything with it. And I just couldn't pull myself together to do anything. So I followed my own advice, but I went ahead and I canceled my live. And then I followed my own advice and what I always tell my family to do. And I went and I made a big glass of water with electrolytes in it. And lo and behold, by 7 o'clock my time, I felt better, but I had already canceled my live and I didn't have anything done. But here we are today and I thought I'd be, hi Diane, how are you? I thought I'd be so prepared today. I wouldn't have any excuses. And, but no, because I was working all morning on all of the My Pretty Things stuff. And so here I am. I haven't pulled any paper and I did print off some instructions because we need these. And, but here I am with nothing die cut, no paper pulled, and I'm so not prepared. And so I apologize. And I could have taken 5 or 10 minutes and been late, but you know how I feel about that. So I thought it was, I know it's kind of maybe some people would think it'd be an odd way of thinking, but I didn't pull paper and I sat down so I'd only be 1 minute late because that drives me nuts. I think it's rude to make people wait on you. So, and I didn't want people to come here and look for me and then say, just not live again and not show back up. So I decided this was important, but I thought we'd walk through to watch a little bit, then going to lunch with my son. I know Thelma, Diana, my bestie, is in St. Kitts, darn her, but her son Andrew has been in veterinarian school there for 3 years, 4 years, Thelma, and he's all done. Yay! Congratulations, Andrew. And so Diana's there and she's packing him up and they're moving him home. And then very shortly he goes off to Michigan State and to do his, I don't know, what do you call it, Thelma, his residency as a veterinarian. They have the same kind of thing as, regular doctors do. So, yes, 3. Oh, Diane. Not good on the fly. My lives, I have to tell you, the funny thing is, my lives are never my best work. I mean, it might be a hoot because it's a hot mess, but my lives are never my best work. Best work is, of course, everybody in an edited video and all this. But I haven't even practiced. Like Jennifer McGuire, I think she practices and she's got everything ready. Not me. It's kind of crazy. So 3 years, Diana says. He's got clinicals is what they call it. So where he learns to be, put everything into practice that he's learned. So congratulations, Andrew, Diana, be safe. Thank goodness the hurricane named Aaron, just so you know. Ricardo, of course, was quick to point out, it finally happened. It finally happened, he said. He came down and he said, they finally named a hurricane after you, and he just thought that was so funny. And so anyway, thank goodness Hurricane Aaron missed St. Kitts, but it showed up here in my craft room. It's been crazy, 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 crazy. I've been working on all the My Pretty Things. If you're new to my YouTube channel, and I'm not planning on creating a new YouTube channel, I opened my own itty bitty craft company in May, and it's been a big success. It's been a lot of fun. My favorite thing is to actually finally design products that I've wanted, that I would want to craft with, and you know, couldn't find out there on the market, and I thought there was a place for some ideas that I had. So it's been a lot of fun. I had not planned on doing the big release and kit and everything for the holidays, but as you know, it's my favorite time of crafting. So it has turned into, oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe everything I've done in the last 2 months. It's been crazy, including, look, I have to share this because it came the other day. Look, can you see it? Can you see it? My favorite embossing powder company, Wow, contacted me. I didn't even contact them, and said, hey, we see you've got your own company now. Would you like to do an embossing powder? I have to hold it up right to the camera. And I said, that's exciting, of course, because you know, if you know me, embossing, like heat embossing is just one of my favorite things ever, because all the glitter, all the sparkle. So we created, I don't know if you can see this, probably not in the bottle. They created an embossing powder especially for me, and I said, this is what I want, and I want all the sparkle you can pack into one thing without it being glitter. I want an embossing powder because I'd like for as much of it as possible. You know, it's not possible to put glitter in something and not have none of it come off. But I want as much as possible for it not to be glitter. I want an embossing powder, and I want it to have as much texture and sugar, kind of crystal sparkle and texture of sugar as possible. And so they sent me a bunch of samples, and I picked one, and you know, we collaborated some more, and ta-da, we have it. And it's called Crystal Kisses, and this will be in the holiday workshop kit. And it's so pretty. It's just, it's everything. And I did create, I have to trim it down. So while we chat, I'm going to trim something down, and then I can show you a sneak peek of something that's going to be in the kit. And I only want to trim it down because I didn't stamp it right. I didn't plan ahead, and basically so like, I don't want you to think that there's a problem with the supplies, because it's more me and not the supplies that I didn't plan ahead and stamp it and everything. So one suite in the holiday workshop kit is the Art Deco Christmas trees, and I'm going to do this, and you can, oh, there you can see it. Look, can you see the sparkle? That is Crystal Kisses on the Art Deco Christmas trees. This is there's a stamp. I use the stamp for the embossing. Can you see it now? Yes. Look at how pretty. It's got garland that goes between the Christmas trees and then on the Christmas trees. Look, can you see it now? So Crystal Kisses is transparent, and then it has all the glitter and texture we could get. And I haven't even played with it. This was just my first time like doing anything with it. I'd like to build it up and see how much more glitter and texture and dimension we can get out of it. But isn't that pretty? Ooh, I love it. And so that is Crystal Kisses. And look, oh my word. And then that, can you see the stamp now? It's so pretty. There's a stamp, Art Deco Christmas trees. Then there's 4 layered coloring stencils, and that's how you can get all the different color here. And I didn't even, this was a quick thing. I didn't even try, and I love it. So there's a stamp, 4 layered stencils. And then it's not here yet, it's being manufactured. A background die that is a full A2 size card, cuts out all this white space, and like you even get this thin little pretty line, the garland between the trees, but it cuts out all that white space, and it has a frame around it so you can create a shaker card. And I'm really excited about that. So that's just one little part of the holiday kit, and I am so excited. These would be, I think I figured out the retail value of just this collection alone is about almost $54. And that's just one little part of what's in the kit. So, and then that doesn't even include, you get this in the kit too. The My Pretty Things Crystal Kisses embossing powder. Look how pretty. And so I was just so excited I had to share that with everybody. If you don't like sneak peeks, I hope. Hi, Laura Stahl. Don't look if you don't want sneak peeks for what's in the kit, because I got too excited and I started sharing and I didn't warn everybody. But look it. I'm so excited. I mean, can you imagine that stamp, like gold embossed? I mean, so pretty. And then even more dimension, because this part of the tree is one stencil. The stars are another stencil, and I figured out you can use those in a background all by themselves. And like, so if we ink blended and added a little bit more dimension on the trees, how pretty would that be? I'm so very excited. I've had this Art Deco in my pocket for a while. Oh, good, Laura, because that's what you're getting. Look at the new Crystal Kisses embossing powder with the Art Deco Christmas trees. I think how much you can do with just this alone. So excited. I already used a crackle paste because one stencil has the entire tree. And I've just been playing. I haven't had enough time to really play, but I did do this one this morning and I was so thrilled with the outcome. Like, love it. So there's some sneak peeks for you. You would not believe, did I? Oh, and then you saw more sneak peeks. If you don't want to watch, turn away, turn away. I stamped this a couple of weeks ago. This is the Kelly Taylor Timeless Beauty 6x6 stamp set that will also be in the kit. And with this one, again, you get the 6x6 stamp. You'll get the, I think it'll be 6 layered coloring stencils to be able to color it. You don't have to Copic color it or any of that if you don't want to, or you can if you want. And then look at these lovely sentiments. Let's celebrate you today. Birthday wishes. May your day. Yes. This is a birthday set. Christmas really is a birthday, right? It's Jesus's birthday. So I love to give you things that you can use all year long. And so why not use Christmas as a time to give you a birthday stamp set that you can use all year long, not just at Christmas. So we are going to obviously probably color these up for Christmas, but then you have it, this whole collection, the stamp, you get the dies and the layered stencils. Yes, Diana, the most important birthday of all. And so Christ is in Christmas, right? So you got a birthday stamp set. And oh, Diane loves the sneak peeks too. So here you go. Isn't this so pretty? Kelly Taylor, she came through on this one. So once again, the 6x6, the coordinating dies, and probably a 6 layered stencil. So now there's just 2 things out of the entire kit. Like, there's so much. I'm so excited. So those are 2 things that I've gotten, and I'm really excited about them. So 3 things when you count the embossing powder. Let's talk about Spellbinders now. Now I think people are here and we can move on. Spellbinders, you know, holiday crafting is my favorite. And I love Spellbinders dies for sure. So I have a whole bunch of stuff that they sent me to use for this month's release. And all of this stuff, the supplies list is there and all the details and the garbly-goo, you know, description underneath. The supplies list is there. Those are my affiliate links. You know, if you're new to watching my video, I am an affiliate for Spellbinders. I get a little tip that doesn't cost you anything. When you use my affiliate links, I am so grateful, and I donate every single penny to charity. So you're clicking my links, not costing you anything, and then we donate it to charity. So I appreciate you. Let's talk about this. Set this aside. These are just a few of the things that I have to share this month. So let's talk about this. We've got Lisa Horton is now a designer with Spellbinders. And there is a whole huge release that she has. Hi, Zoe. I'm so glad you're here. I miss you. She now is selling her inks in Spellbinders. I am participating in an Alex Siberia Lisa Horton hop in a couple like in a month or so, and I'm so excited because Lisa sent me, I could pick what I wanted, these inks, and so I picked these Cloud 9 metallic inks, and I haven't really used them yet. I did a little bit. But Spellbinders is now selling Lisa Horton inks. So you can find all of these in the Spellbinders store. I thought I'd share those. I'm really excited. I also have her metallic ink pads I bought last holiday season, and I haven't even used them yet. So I need to pull those out too. But we've got these Cloud 9s. Spellbinders has them in the store, and they're metallic. So that's fun. It's a premium, it's a dye-based ink, and you know, metallics are normally pigment, so it'll be interesting to play with those. I have not yet. So Lisa Horton has this whole line this month. I think she started last month in Spellbinders. We've got this Mary layered die set with the sentiments and the coordinating dies. We've got the stamps and the dies, and we've got Mary and everything, okay? And then we have this one, and I don't know the name of it. It's a press plate with the coordinating dies. And these say, I have to read it backwards, so that's why I'm having a problem. You are a timeless friend, wishing you a timeless, I'm not sure, something. Time to celebrate. This one is not sure. Cuckoo for Halloween, because we've got a whole collection. You're going to see it in a second. And time to gather and give thanks. And then I'm not sure what the last one says. I would have to stamp those out to really see. But they're going to coordinate with some things I'm going to show you. She has some really cute stars with stitching. Stitching is a huge theme in my holiday kit, so I'm excited. I like added stitching to pretty much anything that I could. And so those stars are really cute. I love some good stars. I love, love, love this frame. Look, it has stitching on it too. I think everybody had the idea of stitching this year. So this is really pretty. And then it's got some extra pieces with it, some doodads, some bows, and Belle, I am like obsessed with the bows this holiday season. And then we've got, this is a cute little birdie set, and it's got a branch with it. You know, Spellbinders does fantastic layered dies. So we've got this birdie set, I believe, from Lisa Horton. And then this is like a holiday. I wrote all this down. I just need, here we go. Let's see what this one is. This is, I'll tell you, give me a second. 5-2. This is a Christmas foliage. So you can put this on just about anything. It's like little doodads and bits and pieces to put on cards, and you can put it with the Mary and everything. You can put it with your Cuckoo Clock, whatever you want. So that's what that one is. And then this is, I also have a barn star. Don't know where I put it. I think I put it aside. That I need to create a card, and I realized I messed up, and I think it was released last month, and I thought it was going to be released this month, so I haven't used it yet, so I need to do that so Yana doesn't get mad at me. I had to have this. When Yana emailed me and said, do you want this? I said, oh yes, and I want it all. Look, this is what we're going to try to put together today, is the main Cuckoo Clock. Look at this. If you haven't seen the samples, you have to go look at the samples. I try not to look before I create my cards because I don't want, I don't want it to stick in my mind and then do something that another designer did. So I haven't really looked, but I did kind of catch a glimpse as I was on social media. So very cute. So there's this one main cuckoo clock, like with all the pieces. And I'm not sure if this is Lisa Horton or just Spellbinders. I'm not sure if they collaborated on this. I mean, everything. It is so cute. And I think the pendulum will even move if you do it that way. And so we'll have to try to figure that out. Hopefully I don't mess it up. And then there's the set. Let's see, we've got, I'm looking here. What is this one? This one is the Chiming Christmas. So now there are extra add-on sets that you can make your cuckoo clock for Christmas. So, hi Anne, good morning. How are you? So you can make a Christmas one. So you need the main one, and then you can buy the add-on kits, okay? And I do think they have it as a bundle all together that's discounted a little bit. And then there's this one. This is the fall themed one. This one is called Harvest Time. And you've got cute little critters and stuff. I see some cute fox. And then this one, oh my gosh, it's so cute. Look, there's a little mummy and ghost. So you can make a Halloween clock. How cute is that? And I'm guessing they'll probably have like an Easter one or maybe a Valentine's Day one, right? Because how cute would that be? She says, doing well, and hopefully everyone else is too. Thank you, Anne. We are. I mean, the Thompson household has been nuts, let me just say. So let's set these aside so I don't lose them. Put them in my scrapbook.com. And then let's look at all these little pieces and think about what we need to do. I did print because when I get I'm assuming mine are samples that I get from Spellbinders. So there's no like backer card, there's no instructions. And when you get big sets like this, you kind of need the instructions, right? So I know, Ian, isn't it so cute? So we're going to try to, work through it today because I haven't done it. So go to, now you'll probably get this, but if you don't, this is on the Spellbinders website. You can download the instructions that I'm assuming are probably in the insert in it. But it's nice because it's going to walk us through like every little piece and kind of how it should look and what should go together. That makes it really, really easier, right, than trying to figure it out. Because sometimes when I get these things and there's no instructions, it's kind of hard. So we've got all these pieces, and I don't want to take them out and lose them. But lots of little pieces. And so you'll need your, Diana's leaving. Bye, Thelma. And so, you'll need all your little separating things so you don't lose your die cut pieces as you go. Okay. So let's start. First of all, let's come up with this color scheme. I just want to make a basic one so we can, then you'll see when we create the seasonal ones, how it looks all together, right? So let's come up with a color scheme. Anybody have any ideas? I was thinking like just a white cuckoo clock. I don't really, or we could do a wood one, because obviously for Halloween, like I love the fun colors at Halloween. So I'm thinking my Halloween one. Let's walk through this together, and we can brainstorm together. Let's see. Oh, and if you hear stuff, I have, we're doing a small remodel in the guest bathroom. And so you might hear some things, but I think, it'll be okay. So I think for Halloween, I told you I hadn't gotten anything planned out yet. So we're going to walk through this together. I know, Anne, and it's funny because as I design my own products, as I have more time and trying to think through it, I'm trying to do things like that. Like I need to do some videos. I need to write up instructions. And then that way it's user friendly, right? So it's definitely a guide. It's funny the eye that you have and when you start looking at other companies' products from a design standpoint, but also because I'm still a creator, I can keep in mind what causes frustration and what makes things difficult to use, or how can I make it more user friendly. And so I'm thinking through that. So Laura says lunch is over. Bye, Laura. #replay. Thanks for stopping in. For Halloween, obviously we're going to use black. and we're going to use orange. And then I like some of the other, like, I do like purple, but I also love, as kind of a non-traditional color, I like pinks, and I like some of the greens, right? For Halloween. I love the pinks for Halloween. So I'm thinking that. So obviously we'll have that plan when I make the purple one. For fall, some of my favorite colors for fall is, I love the dark purple. I think dark purple is underutilized for fall. And I like the burgundies. And then all of the other traditional colors, right? We've got orange, yellow, green, and red, right? So, but dark purple and burgundy, two of my favorite, and like even teal, you can throw that in there. No, Bonnie, but wait till you see it. I mean, it'll be so cute. It's like it'll be so cute. You don't think of it because you can't normally change your cuckoo clock, right? But how fun. I mean, if we're going to decorate for Christmas, we got to decorate everything, right? And then, of course, for the holiday, that'll be the traditional kinds of colors, you know, probably, unless you do non-traditional. But I'll do traditional for my Christmas one. And it'll probably be the dark reds and greens, things like that. Okay. So there we know we kind of have sketched out, and this is how I normally go about it. Thinking through, especially if I'm going to do 4 cards, you know, I want some sort of an idea of what I'm going to do. So let's do it kind of to coordinate with other things. But so I would say, what do you think for our house? Should it be white, cream, a brown? My grandpa and dad used to make. Oh, I love that, Anne. That is, I think, like, clock repair is definitely a lost art because so few people actually have them. I love the sound of a grandfather clock in a house. I would not mind having one, that's for sure. Cuckoo clocks, I mean, I'm afraid they'd get kind of old, so I'll stick with these, I think. But my grandparents always had a cuckoo clock. Okay, so what are we thinking? I know. Oh, I have that one too. Diane, how did I forget the train? Where is it? Wait a minute. I've got it somewhere. Where did I put that? I have the train. I have the barn star. I have lots of other things I have to use. Oh, I'll show you. Look, we'll walk through this stuff together just because I know it's fun to get like everything. This is insane. I've got so much Spellbinders to use. I also, in 4 days, we have Pixie Dust Designs, a sponsor for the Nashville Craft Retreat, has a release, her holiday release, and I'll be, I think we're doing an Instagram hop. You'll see some cute things from there. That's on August 18th. And then I told you Alex Siberia is pairing with Lisa Horton and press plates to see how great these inks work on press plates. That's in September. And look, so there's just so much stuff. I have, first time ever, I have wax seals from Spellbinders. I've never done anything with their wax seals, and I finally broke down and said, okay, Yana, send me the wax seal stuff. And this is cute. This is really cute. So we will do a live with this too, or a video at least. Cute little postage stamp. This is, you know what? I don't know that. I think this is in the coming soon, so I think it's okay. I might get in trouble for sharing this. Oops. I'm not sharing this right now. Never mind. Nothing to see there. Maybe I wasn't supposed to share that one yet. Sometimes it's hard to keep up, right? Okay. Never mind. Put that away. My dad is a train guy. We just did a 21-hour train. Oh, Diane, did you enjoy the train? Because I've always thought maybe I would enjoy it. And I've heard mixed reviews from people. What did you think? Yes, and my dad passed in January, and we found one that needs to be fixed. Oh, no, he didn't fix it. That's sad. I'm sorry, Anne. I think it's such a lost art. But, you know, even if it doesn't work, it needs to be fixed. You'll think of him when you look at it, right? kind of a special memory and something special that they did. I love that. This is the Barn Star. I need to definitely use this because I thought it was released this month and it was released last month. Lots of cute cards out there. And then this is the train set that that Anne was talking about, or it was Aunt Diane. Diane, I have this one too. It's like a Candyland theme, which, you know, if you've looked at my kit, for the holidays, we've got a lot of sweet, it's crafting sweet memories. So we've got gingerbread girl that becomes an angel, a baker, and Mrs. Claus. And then I've got a gingerbread boy that becomes Santa, or get this, you can put him with an ugly sweater. I love that one. I'm really excited about that set. And and then we've got peppermints, and we've got a cute frosted cake. And what else is in there? Like, I can't even remember because we've been doing so much stuff. So yes, here's this cute train. You're going to see that. And you'll see the other things that I don't know if I was supposed to share or not. They're going to be released in a few days. So it's okay, I think. Okay, so did anybody decide? I'm trying to read. Oh, there's a train conductor. I love that. The others kind of got tired of it. For me, I got to relax. See, oh, so Diane was on the train, not Anne. Oh no, and he didn't create it. I hate that, Anne. I know. How special would that have been? Okay, did we decide? Do we want it to be brown? Do we want it to be, I know, Zoe, I'm so, like, seriously excited. I think the manufacturer is sending me, I think they're holding everything until most everything is done. They're going to send me a whole bunch of stuff all at once. And I think in just like maybe a week. So all of that should be here very soon. And I'm so excited. It's it's crazy. I'm so excited. And of course I just kept adding and adding and adding to it. Okay. Our clock. Anybody have any ideas? I was looking to see. So obviously some of these pieces like we'll make them white, we'll make the little chains gold. I have some cardstock from a company that I am trying out to see if I want to include it in our kit because you know I'm picky. I also have the new Spellbinders cardstock. I have a sampling, so we might use that. Let's see. So this clock they did like in cream and browns and stuff. So we could do, I mean, I wouldn't hate it in like, we could do a light blue one. We could do white. We could do cream. I know, Zoe, I'm so, like, seriously, I'm so excited. So let's see. What should we do? What should we do? And then we've got the clock, and they did theirs in like, it doesn't have to be white, like a normal clock, right? And then we've got a circle piece for it. We can do it in white. It depends on what color we make our cuckoo clock. I've already been on for like 35 minutes. What do you think? I mean, you don't want to watch me like die cut paper, do you? What do you all think if this is Diane says wood. So, what do you think about, since I didn't have time to die cut or pull any paper. I don't want any dead time. What do you think? I've done the introduction. Tell me let's do a quick poll. Let's do this. Would you rather see edited videos so I'm not yammering on, or do you want to create this together in a live? I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up if we do a live. And like, I mean, I can do it together. I have to get up and get paper and stuff. So let's do a poll. Would you rather have a live, or would you rather have an edited video so you can really have the specific instructions and you don't see me die cutting every little piece? What's your vote? And you aren't going to hurt my feelings one way or the other, because I've already been on yammering for 36 minutes and we don't have anything done and I have to pull paper. Zoe says maybe cream. So you know, maybe we can do browns and creams together for our main cuckoo clock. I mean, of course, that's what they did, but we can do it opposite. We could do browns with creams, right? Or like a light tan, like Desert Storm or Craft or something like that. You can always ink blend, but I don't want to do that for this. I just want to, you know, die cut it and not do all the extra 10,000 steps that normally I'm inclined to do. Oh, Diane says keep going. Okay, Diane, well, I have to go pick paper. And we'll muddle through this for a little while at least. It might have to be 2 parts. So Diane says we're going to do it together. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go get some brown and I'm going to get cream and I've got gold back there. And then maybe we'll see what colors we do. I'm thinking like, I don't know why, but the Amish colors, and really it's probably Dutch. What's a cuckoo clock? Is it Dutch? I don't know. Well, of course, Amish are Dutch, right? Of Dutch descent. So that would be why I'm thinking of the blues. And then also that's what they have. I mean, we don't have to, you know, do what they did. And I do like, here's what my designer eye notices. Do you see what they did? This is a tip. This is why this works so well together. Of course, they did neutrals. I consider creams and tans and browns and things like that as neutrals. Black, gray, white, those are neutrals. They're going to go with everything, okay? So they don't count kind of as colors. Kind of yes, kind of no. But here's what they did. They used blue as their real primary color other than the browns. Oh, Diane, I know it. On the fly. But here's what my designer eye notices right away. They used blue. And so then they use shades of blue because that's going to work together no matter what. And then they used it, look, they used it going down the clock. Here it is at the top. Then they used it in the windows here. They used it and it's balanced here on each side of the clock with their people. And then they used it at the bottom. And that's why this all works so well together because really everything else is a neutral color or just a tiny little accent like they added a touch of red and a touch of green. That's why this looks so pleasing to the eye. Makes sense? So there you go. Those are some things that I think of. Okay, you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves while I go pull some paper, okay? So you can chat, do your little poll. Everybody say what color you would make your clock. And then number 2 is tell me, do you prefer, and I'm only thinking of this too because I saw someone else, may have been Jennifer McGuire, asked this in a poll the other day. Do you prefer edited videos or lives? And you're not going to hurt my feelings. So, you know, it's fine. So I'm going to go pull paper. Talk about what you did this summer and then answer those 2 questions. Okay? Ready, set, go. Okay, here's the good news. When you don't put anything away and you have piles of cardstock, it's easier to pull some out real fast. Also, I forgot, right behind me, I have the new pack of like their whole rainbow of cardstock from Spellbinders. So we'll go through there first and see if there's any colors. And then that way, because you know, I love one-stop shopping. And then we'll see what else there is. And I have to tell you, the all of the paper that I ordered that I'm trying to figure out if I want to use it, you know, what colors I want to use and if it's good quality. I have this beautiful stack of paper, but you know, they're burgundies and reds and pinks and metallic gold and things like that. So, but really pretty. And the good news is if you use all the paper in your kit and you like it and you want more, I'll have it in the store. So that's good too. So this is the Spellbinders Rainbow. Let's see what they've got in here. Oh, here's a brown. Looky, looky. Oh, I like that. That seems to be a heavier weight than one I had pulled out earlier. Hi, Jackie. Yay. I know, and y'all, I know the thumbnail doesn't match, but you know how nothing works? Like when you try to do everything last minute, story of my life. That's what was happening. So I'll have to change the thumbnail. We're not watercoloring today. Well, we do need to do that. Look at all these colors of tan and brown in the Spellbinders. And I have to tell you, this is, I like this weight. So look, these are some pretty colors in here of browns. You know, browns are not my thing, but if we're going to use them, oh, we have some of everything. So I should have just grabbed this first. We've got blues and yellows and everything we need right in here in the Spellbinders. So Diana taught me, isn't this funny? Like, you're like, duh, you didn't know that. She kind of trims off a little piece of cardstock. She doesn't use the whole thing. I kind of have always, what do you guys do? I've always cut it maybe into fourths and then used a fourth, but she'll just cut a little piece off if she only needs a little piece. And then I just keep the one that I cut from. What do you guys do? Here's what I'm thinking. You said browns, so we could do a dark brown, like real wood for the clock. And then we could use like a lighter brown with it. That might be cute. Or we could use creams, or I even have this color. Should we do a very traditional dark brown one? Wouldn't that be kind of cute, I think? And then maybe even use this for the lighter colors, or maybe cream. Let's see. So what I do is I trim it down. So give me a second. I got to catch up on what I like, both edited and lives. I like to ask questions in the moment. I also like edited stuff. You know what, Zoe, I'm glad you put that. I think that's exactly how I feel. I like edited and live a little more because you teach us like friends. Aw, and we are, right, Diane? And I love that. And so what's the idea that you love? These colors. So what do you think? Like, I like these three colors. I think we'll put this one away and we'll cut these down. So this is how I normally cut it. I'll do one cut so I can always have a card base if I really want a colored one. And then the other half I'll cut into two panels so that it stays kind of nice. So let me cut these and I'll be right back, okay? I have to move. Look, I have to show you all this real fast because this is like a giant, look at this. Look. This is, can you see it? Look at all these pretty colors that I have to move it so I can get to, but like these are all the colors I got to see if I like them. And then we've even got a metallic gold. Everybody will get a little bit of gold because, you know, we've got gingerbread, Mrs. Claus glasses and things like that. So I have to move this, hold on, not break my back putting it down. Okay, let me trim this. It's only because this trimmer will trim a whole bunch at one time, and the smaller paper trimmer won't make it so easy. So we're doing this quickly. Right? Okay. See, this is how I do it. just so I'm not cutting any more than I really need to. And then I put, how do you organize your paper? I'll show you when I do put it away, how I organize it, if I've got one out. I use, no, I don't have it out. I'll have to do a whole, I need to start an organizational series where I show you how I do everything. Okay, so let's take these. And if we don't like it, we can cut a new one, right? Let me get my plates out. We use the small plates so we aren't wasting time. Yes, my craft room is a disaster. I have not had time to breathe. So here's what we've been doing all summer. If you know, you know, Gaby has been in drum corps all summer. And I'm trying to figure out how we're going to cut this. I'm looking first. Let's see. I'm not really sure exactly how this works. So let's cut one this way, and then I'm going to cut another, and we're going to see if I'm guessing that that's correct. I'm going to cut the outline first. You know, Gabe was in DCI, Drum Corps International, Drum and Bugle Corps last summer when he was 16. And primarily, most of the musicians are in college. And Gaby at 15 said, I want to try out. And they do accept people as young as 15. And I was kind of worried because most of the kids are like college age. But I said, okay. And, you know, we had to see if he could make it first. And he did. And he joined the Colts. And it was a great choice for his first. It was really, they were fantastic. The people who, you know, there are certain corps that they are hardcore and they yell and scream and it's like boot camp all summer long. And it is no joke. But then there's other corps, and the Colts is definitely one of them who really cares about. Now, let's see how well this die cut, because I ran it through one time on my Empress, and you know I love my Empress. Oh, look, and we're going to leave that all together because there's all those pieces, and look how easily that came out. Let's see. Looks like everything probably cut out okay. Some corps are hardcore, and they, you know, there's no holds bar. If you're there, you are considered a professional, and they expect you to perform as such. And then there are other places that do expect that, but they're a little bit more nurturing. And we lucked out, and Gabe picked a good one last year, the Colts. And they have a phenomenal group of directors and instructors, and they care about the kids, and they're very demanding, and they have high standards. However, they care about the kids too. And, you know, do they yell? Yeah. But are they going to beat you down? No. So that's fantastic. And Gabe really, I mean, he was already mature for his age, I think, mentally and physically, but you know, going away at 16 and learning how to take care of yourself. And he already knew how to do his laundry. He does his laundry on his own. But they had to go to the laundromat every 2 weeks. They had to figure out how to get haircuts. They had to figure out sometimes how to feed themselves. Most of the time they feed them. Look how pretty that is. And so it was a phenomenal experience last summer. And so look, we can do this if you want to be lazy. Or you can use all of the little wood pieces also and piece them in, you know, and then you could even remove this top layer, I think, or you could do we could do two different colors, right? We could piece in the planks if you wanted to and do paper piecing. It's up to you. For today, we'll probably just do it this way just to make it easy on ourselves. Okay, so there's lots of options with this. And I'm just thinking on the fly as we go that that's what we're going to do to make it easy. And then see, I have these, and I normally, to keep these pieces, I will not even trim this off. If there's not much extra space, I'll trim that off and then put the piece. I have these like clear little envelope things that I sort my papers by color, and so I would put this right on top, so when I go to pull that paper again and I only need a little bit, then I have this to pull. That's how I organize mine. So anyway, Gaby, he joined the Colts again this year, and it was nice because he's considered a veteran, and he actually had a microphone. He was mic'd for the entire season, and that was nice and special. And so the Colts have been a fantastic organization, and he was with them for year 2. They tour all around the country, and we had a busy summer because Rich and I normally, and don't get upset with me. I saw you made a comment, on one of my videos that, oh no, you were in Wisconsin. Yes, but I have to tell you, I looked on the map because if we were anywhere close to Neenah, where I know most of you live close thereby, we were going to go and say hello and stop by and say hello, but we weren't. Like, I looked on the map and we weren't anywhere close to there. And so I think that's up closer to Green Bay, Neenah is, and we were down closer to wherever the big airport is, not Green Bay, but am I thinking Madison? I'm not sure. And so for a week, we spend following the tour, and we go to all their first competitions and do all of that. And I need to look at the instructions. And so that was crazy. That takes up much of the summer. I lost my instructions. I may have laid them down or brought them out with paper. Hold on. This isn't good. What did I do with my instructions? Let me go look for them. I may have left them in the storage closet. Darn it all. Hold on. Let me go find it. Here it is. Okay. So we have cut our house, and we have cut this. Okay. And I'm looking at, because I think we need to plan ahead. So this is here, and this will be our clock here, right? Like that. And then we'll need to punch holes, and maybe we'll need to find, if you have those little brads from Tim Holtz, those might work really well, so you can actually make your little clock hands move. If you don't have it, don't worry about it, but how cute would that be to make it kind of interactive? That would be really cute if there's a special time or something, or 11:11, like we always laugh in our family and talk about it. Hi, Jennifer. Yay. I know, because my thumbnail doesn't tell you what we're really doing either. So we're doing new Spellbinders stuff. And so I'm glad you're here and you joined us. It's something to think about. I thought that when I saw it is, and even down here, maybe for the pendulum. Now, there is something, here are the instructions. It says there's a hole to make this part of the pendulum, but I'm thinking if you did something interactive up here, you could make it swing, right? Like a normal, don't they swing normally, the pendulum on a cuckoo clock? And we're going to cut these out of gold. I have that metallic gold, so we'll do that. Here's these little pieces. We'll cut these out of gold too, maybe. You could do, there's so much you could do. You could color them, you can make them gold, you can make, maybe we'll just make them black. And then here's the little piece for that. So I'm figuring out what pieces we really need to cut. What color do we want to make? Oh, let's see. Should we make the roof the cream color also? Or do we want, I don't want to make mine exactly like theirs. We're using brown, we're using tan. We could make the roof brown too, or even another color. We could make it this light brown color, right? Let's do that. Okay. So anyway, we followed the tour around. Let me get back on track for my story. And that was fun. We went to Wisconsin. We weren't near everybody from Wisconsin that I know, unfortunately. And I do have a funny story about that too, but we'll get into that one later. And so we saw, you know, that's the beginning of where they're really starting to compete. And the shows just get better from there. So we did that. That was a week. And then, do you have the musical instrument sets from Spellbinders? No. Do they have a trumpet? I need the trumpet. I'll have to go look. Jennifer, are you talking about Spellbinders has instruments? I'll have to go look. Do they have a trumpet? That's what Gaby plays. And Sam used to play trumpet too. So we did that for a week in Wisconsin, and we went all over Wisconsin. La Crosse is the cutest little town, I have to tell you. It was so cute. One of my favorites. And then we went, that's cute. Then we went down to Wisconsin because they went down there and performed, and then down to Iowa. They went on down to, they're all over the place, like all the time. They travel at night on the bus. And so let's see. I'm pulling these out. We need the chains to be gold. And then we'll do another color probably. I'm trying to, you know, if we plan ahead, we'll get this right. So here's the window. And I know it talks about the window a little bit. Should we make the window maybe the cream color? And we'll just go with these basic neutrals. Oh, she says in the September. Oh, I haven't seen them yet. No, I'll have to go look. So then we went down to Iowa, and then we came on home. And so it was, and then we went up to Ohio at the end of July because they were in Mason, which is where we used to live, our old high school. They were there, and saw them perform there, and then had to go back up to Indianapolis for World Championships, which was, yes, they have guitars. I saw that. World Championships were last weekend, and they came in 11th. They made finals, thank goodness. And so that was fun. And trying to think what else we need to do here while I'm talking and yammering on. So we were at World Championships for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got Gaby, and we came home on Sunday. So he even started high school 6 days late. We had special approval that happened last year also. And so he just loves it. And he's like really young, because most everybody else, good thing he's so tall and he looks way more mature, because people think he's in college and he's not really. Uh-oh, my die moved. But I don't think it affected it. I think I got everything in there. And he was mic'd, and they made finals, and they came in 11th. And so it was fantastic. My phone's chiming. Sorry, let me turn it off. I forgot to do that. The girls are chatting. And then I have a piece of gold. I know I got some gold cardstock. Hold it. And then I have black, so we're set there. Here's a piece of gold. So let's do this. And here's the nice thing. On your plates, especially if you have big ones, you can put, if I had planned ahead, when I'm really thinking about it, I will put several things on my Empress at once when they're going to be different colors. And that is a time where if you cut a little piece, you know, you can do a whole bunch at one time. So I can do that one, and I probably have a little piece of black somewhere. Cut a piece of black. This is where having, you know, cutting little pieces is nice. because you can put so much on at one time. So this is 4 1/4, and I'll cut it in half. Let's cut this. And I need so little, I can probably just, I'm going to use Diana's trick. I forgot, this was something I definitely figured out. It's nice to put a whole bunch on here at one time. You know, and when I plan ahead and I'm not on the fly, I can do that. Let's do the little pieces here for the hands. And I don't know if I want to make his little outfit or hers black. That might be kind of subdued. We'll see if we can. Oh, there is a trumpet, Diane says. Yeah, I'm going to need that one. I could make Gaby's Christmas ornament for this year, right? And some felt gnomes. Too cute for words. I tell you, Spellbinders, they know what they're doing, right? They have the cutest things. And I actually like that you can see what's coming. So, you know, you can plan ahead for your pocketbook, right? Look at these teeny tiny little pieces. Here's the other thing that they do that I like. They will group things together that might be the same color. And I have learned from them, and that's how I'm designing my dice too. And I have to tell you, you know, the thing is, when you have these little tiny pieces, it would be cheaper to leave them little, because then the manufacturer can tuck them in any little extra metal piece that you have, and it won't cost you extra. But when you group them together, obviously the whole set takes up more room and ends up costing more. But as a creator and now a designer, I have learned, you know, we know how much we appreciate that. So A, you don't lose these little tiny dice, and B, your pieces, you can cut them all at once, right? And you aren't fiddling with every teeny tiny little piece. So as a creator, I try to keep that in mind when I'm designing, and it's worth it to spend, I think, a little bit more money, because it makes it easier for the end use. And so I love that Spellbinders does that. And I learned from them that they group things, and it's totally worth, I think, the extra expense. And that's how I'm trying to think and design mine as well. So smart. What did I do? Oh, they're still right there. As I'm talking, I don't want to lose anything. Okay. So let's get these little pieces in here. And this is why I got to put my, I don't know if my sorting trays are on my supplies list. Like I don't think my trays leave my desk, because I love them and use them so very much. If you don't have something to sort in, you need something, whether it's these or not. I don't know if we're going to need that little dot. I doubt it. And then let's be very careful. You know, metallic cardstock can be, if you bend it, it can be a pain, but look how nicely that came up. There we go. And then we have a piece that goes on the bottom. Oh, I need another one of those. Okay. So, if you have little pieces, I'll show you what I've been doing lately that stick to your magnetic mat. I've just been using like a spatula and scrape those little bits off. Okay. Makes it super easy instead of picking one by one. Let's do this one. And then what else do we need to die cut? I cut those pieces out. I don't know what all these little round pieces are that they all go. We got to figure out, let's cut our pendulum out, probably out of brown. Let's do the dark brown. Or we could cut it out of gold. It depends on, you know, it wouldn't be a bad thing to cut it out of gold either. Let's cut it out of gold. So I need another piece here. And here comes Ricardo. I'm live. No. Thank you, though. He was checking to see if we needed anything. Hi, Sharon. How are you? I love it when people can join me when I'm live during the day. I think I'm going to start going live more often, like during the day, now that hopefully, haha, our schedules have calmed down just a little bit. Gabe is a senior this year, so, I talk a big game, but starting a new company and Gaby being a senior and having to do college trips and all that stuff. But I have plans to start going live during the day a little bit more often. Maybe we can catch more people, but just it's a way to produce more videos. And I need to do some tutorials on my own products and help you all. Oh, Sharon says she's crafting along with me. What you working on? And tutorials on my own products so that people definitely know how to use them. The layered waves dies, we definitely need to do some tutorials because I think they can be challenging to a degree. Let's look at these people. So let's maybe, I don't really have like a peachy flesh color if we want Caucasian. So I'm just going to use this cream color we've been using, even though it might not be good for skin. We'll see what we get. They are supposed to be dolls and not real people. So we'll do this and see what happens. So there's our people. And then we've got this bird. We'll probably make him what color's a cuckoo bird? Anne, are you still here? Veterans Day gifts, Diane says. Yay. We're having an in-person crop with classes, Diane. You could come down and join us. Wouldn't that be good? It's on Veterans Day weekend. I'm going to cut this bird out of this too. No, we'll make him yellow. And then we've got I don't even know what these little thingies are. Let's see what these are. Okay, we've got their pieces. What are these little, I'm wondering what these little doodads are. There it is. Place this piece behind the bird. Well, that doesn't matter then. Behind the bird. Oh, it's like the little window. Let's make that brown. See, this is why if I figured out ahead of time, I wouldn't be wasting your time. That's the nice thing about an edited video. All this thinking and prep work doesn't have to, because I always worry about, people being bored or whatever in a live. So, but you said okay. So here we go. We might not get it all made. I'm starting to get hungry. It's lunchtime. I've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. I'm sitting, Jennifer in the car sweltering while my mama gets a perm. Couldn't breathe in there. Oh, those fumes. I know. Well, turn on that air conditioning. I tell you, this summer's been awful. Sweltering. And see, when we keep those here, then we don't lose them because that's the story of my life. Okay. There's our little piece that's supposed to go behind our bird, I guess. So there's that. We've used all these. We've used the window. Yeah, we need to make him yellow because our window and shutters are the cream color. That's for the hats. What's this little piece? Oh, this goes at the bottom of the clock. So if we used cream, let's see, what do we use? We did that little brown. So this is the piece that goes down. See this at the bottom? So we can make that wood color or we can make it the tan color. I say we use the tan color again. What do you think? This is going to be, I tend to be pretty traditional on a lot of the colors I pick, so you're not going to find anything usually with me color wise. Sometimes, lots of times I don't think, I just can't think outside the box for things like this. And here's the thing, I think we need to give ourselves grace when we are, we want to get something out of the package. And I always say this, that I play with things a lot when I first, especially brand new kinds of things, I will play with it a lot. and you'll see me make 10,000 backgrounds and or you don't see them at all. And because I'm just playing. And I think that's probably one of the biggest problems that we have as crafters. I don't know about you, but sometimes it's like analysis paralysis, as Rich calls it. And instead of trying everything, you do nothing because you get scared that you're going to mess it up. But you have the products, and why would we think that we could create something perfect right out of the box? So try it. And if we don't like these colors, then we change it or we do it again, right? We're going to practice, but this is our practice one. That doesn't mean we can't create a better one and then go on so we have it perfected when we're ready to do our other ones. And I think sometimes that happens. So give yourselves grace. And I didn't do this one yet. I'm thinking this is the bottom of the door. Let's make this one the tan color. See, if I had planned it all out, I'd have put everything. We aren't doing it 10,000 times, right? And we need this one. We'll do that in a color. We've done this one. We did these. What is this? It's this piece. I'm looking. Oh, that's his little bibbers. Okay. It goes like this. These are his bibs. And what are these little trim? Oh, these are more trim for the house. Okay. So we could do these in a cream color, maybe, or in this color. Let's make them this color for now, and then we'll cut them in white if we don't like it. But, you know, as Rich says, analysis paralysis. Don't do that. Just start playing. And if we don't like it, it's fine. Right? It's the learning experience. It's kind of like, did you ever get those dies from Tim Holtz that were like 10,000 layers? Like the Santa, the giraffe, I remember. Oh my gosh. And you're putting it together the first time and you are like, this is crazy. Why am I putting myself through this? But then when you finally get it done, you're like, oh. And after that, it's so much easier. Like you can do it in like a quarter of the time because you've put the effort into figuring it out the first time. So don't give up, right? Just try it. Don't give up. See how it goes. Okay, we need a color for, I'm going to wait for this because I don't know what I want to do. Oh, we need these little thingies too. What in the world are these? These are all the little bits and bobs that I have to tell you. If you don't want to do these, don't do them. Maybe it's kind of a hassle, but we'll do it because here they are, right? And what's this one? Another, place this on the top of the open window. Okay. And that we did in cream color. I'm guessing, I don't know. We'll have to see if this is right. Once again, we've used these colors 10 times already. But I did not think ahead. We might just be kind of like putting this together and not gluing it together because I've already been on for an hour and 15 minutes. I really try to keep even lives to like an hour. Might have to be a part 2 where once I figure out how to put all this together, we go live again and I'll put together like the fall or the Halloween one of them together with you. What do you think about that? Look, we've got all these pieces. Drop that one. Put these in here. Now, what do you think about like dusky blue for, let's see how it goes. Here's another thing that I've learned from Spellbinders. See that little embossing line? So you know exactly where her little apron goes? I did that too, because that's super, super smart and it's user friendly. So I'm doing everything I can, learning from other companies on things that, you know, are smart. I've got this pretty color. Look at this pretty color. This is from, I don't know who this is from. It's called Powder Blue, but we're going to use it. What do you think about this? Maybe, I did pull some other colors. I just don't want it to look like Spellbinders sample so much. Let's look at the blues in the Spellbinders paper pack in case you were wondering. That might help too. You know, if you were thinking, and this is nice because you literally got one piece of each of their colors of cardstock. And I know they worked really long and hard, and it's heavier than I thought it was at first. We need a piece of yellow. Here's all the reds. Look, I'll do a quick, look at all the reds and pinks. Aren't they pretty? Love it. I need to see if they do wholesale accounts. I could have gotten my paper from them, right? Look at the pretty teals. Ooh, I love that. Minty greens, teals. And here are the blues. Lots of pretty blues. There's this light blue, a medium blue. I forget, I watched Denzel's video, and he said they went to, where did he go? Where did he say he went to Switzerland, or did he say Switzerland or Sweden to get a really good paper manufacturer? So, oh, here's a pretty blue. Let's use this one. And then they have darker blues. Let's use the Spellbinders blues if we can. Love it. Look how pretty this one is. Ooh, that's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to cut it. This one, I'm going to cut this way since I'm using my little trimmer. I like making one just like the package my first time. Oh, that's smart, Zoe. That's really smart. So, and it probably goes a lot faster too when you aren't trying to figure it out on your, you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure different colors, da, 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 da. So I like that. Just like theirs as a guide. Super smart. You're so smart. Okay, let's do their clothes. And what did I do with it? Here they are. There's that. And I don't think I need anything else. And unless we make our little bird blue, let's make him yellow. I remember that I didn't like the Spellbinders yellows so much. They didn't really have, their yellows are not, they're kind of dark. Let's see, wait a minute. I take that back. It's still darker than what I think I want, but we're going to do it because we're here and this is what we've got. Here's our bird. We don't want to lose him. Put him on the magnet. He might be too big bird bright, but we'll see. Need to keep those colors together so that I remember they're Spellbinders, right? So turn this way. Did y'all know that Zoe isn't coming this next year to the craft retreat? I'm so sad because, you know, she's got her own life and she's got someone graduating from high school and then her brother's getting married. Is it Korea, Zoe? So we'll give her a pass, but she better come back in 2027 because I'm going to miss her a lot. Like seriously. Here's our little, oh, that's going to be cute. I like that. And then we need to get him some, okay, this bird's small, so he might be okay with this bright color. See him? He's cute. That is a tiny little beak. We don't want to lose that because I'll probably color it rather than cutting more paper. And then we need her apron and his bibbers. And then I'm going to show you what we've got. And then I'm probably going to stop because I'm telling you, I'm hungry. It'll be an hour and a half by that time. And I'll figure out how to put it all together. And then we'll come back and we'll make another one and I'll show you. Okay. It'll be good. I like that idea. So look how cute that, ooh, I really like that blue color. Let's do real Amish and cut his little bibs out of black. And let's go ahead and cut her apron out of black. That'll make it easy, right? Oh, I know. You're not going to have FOMO. You're going to be busy. I'd go to Korea if I could go to Korea. I hear Korea is fantastic to visit. The food, the people, the culture. My son Sam and his girlfriend Izzy are, oh, it moved. That normally doesn't happen. I have to cut it again. They're going to Japan this fall, and I think in October, and I think that's going to be, I hear Kyoto is like life-changing. So at some point, I would definitely like to go to Japan and Kyoto, especially. So they're going in October, and that will be so fun. Sammy Jammy, my oldest son, is actually coming today for just a quick weekend visit. We do not get to see he and Izzy enough. So I'm so excited to see him tonight. He lives in Austin with Izzy, and they're just living their best lives. And so I'm really excited. Look how cute. Can you see it? I'll show you. Look at those little bibs with his little shirt. Oh my goodness. And then here is her apron. Look how cute. Look at all of our pieces. Don't they look good? I think that's going to be a good place to stop. Don't be mad at me. I'm not staying on. I've been on live for about an hour and 25 minutes. I'll put this together. Okay. You'll see the final result. And then let's come together and we'll put together some of the cute ones. And maybe if I have them all die cut and I know how to put it all together, we could do them all together in a live real fast, right? Because I'll already know how it goes. And you don't need to see me die cut everything. I'll have it all die cut for you. I have grand plans, don't I? I laughed at myself. Just keep going. Have Ricardo deliver lunch to you. Here's the problem, Diane. We have no food because I was so busy this week. I didn't have time to go to the grocery, and I need to put in. We don't even have any food. I don't know what I'm going to have. I can find food more so than other people can because I like shrimp. I always have, like, you know, frozen shrimp and things like that. So there's that. So what do you think? Should we make the little pendulum thing? Color should we make these? These go over the gold. They, you know, they look like the little pine coney things. What color should we make these? I don't really want to use the light tan again, and I don't really want to use cream. Oh, we could do the brown. Let's use the dark brown. We'll see how that goes. We might not like it. It might be too much brown, but oh well. So, put this in here. I will at least show you how these little pieces. Oh, thanks, Zoe. You know, it might be kind of boring. The other ones will be really cute. See, Diane, we had it. Good, great minds. Look, because it looks like pine cones. Look at that. So cute. Okay. There's that one. Oh, and I needed to cut another one. Didn't I? Yeah. No, no, there it is. I already cut it. I thought so. And I love my little craft pick for all these little things. When you've got all the little pieces you need to pop out. Okay. So there's that. Now, the other thing to think about, oh, I need to not lose my little dress. Let's get these pieces in here. And then I've got, let's look through here. Have I gotten all these? Oh, I need their little hat, her little hat. Haven't done this. I've done all of those and that one and that one. I don't know if I did this one. I did that one. Got that, got those. Okay, all these little pieces I need. did the bird, did their clothes. That's it. I think we're doing pretty well. And I don't know that it matters what colors these are. Okay. This goes over top of the pendulum, or it goes underneath maybe. So let's make it like the dark brown color too. And then these are the hats, and oh, there's, goodness sakes, there's even a little feather. Can you see that? That is a little feather for his hat. Details matter. I love that. That is so cute. Get rid of all these. Okay, so I say their hats. His hat will be black. And then we'll have to cut the little feather out of another color. But for right now, black. And her bonnet, I don't know. Let's make it the little blue color. I'm not even going to pull out green or some other color that I don't even have, because remember, this is kind of our practice one. And then these can be cut out of black for right now, I think. Okay. There we go. I see why everything's moving on me, because I'm moving my plates as I pick it up. And then something that I'm getting better at is looking at, before I put everything together, is really putting it together on a card base to see, oh, this is cute. They give you 2 bonnets. I'm looking. So you can even make a different color if you want. Let me see. Oh, you can have one as her hair, I think. That's cute. As her little blonde hair. I'm guessing. Yes, I'm looking. You could cut it apart, I think, if you want to. And one could be, I don't want that blonde hair. I would probably just use a Copic and color some hair. I think that this is what this is supposed to be. Told you, I'm just thinking through it as we go. Put her little dress in there. Put her little bonnets in there. Let's cut some light colored hair. And then we'll cut the pieces for his hat. There's that piece for the pendulum. And I'm thinking, let's see. Here's the little feather, but I want that to be a different color. We can make that yellow, just like the cuckoo. Isn't that funny? That's kind of funny if we made the feather in his hat the same color as the cuckoo bird. So let's look at this, and I don't know if you can see it. I'll put it here, and then I won't put my head in it. This piece is 1. Okay. And then we have this one that would be smaller, and I think you could put it on there, maybe. Don't know if that's supposed to go like that or not. I have to go look, maybe look at another picture, or we could trim it. I'm not sure. We need to play with this one and see, but I would definitely cut and I don't want to lose it here, the feather. There's her cap. I'm going to play with these off camera and see what I come up with, and I'll let you know. And then we need the feather right there to be the yellow, like the cuckoo bird. Ah. Diane. Thanks, Diane. I need that encouragement. So figure out the hat for me. Somebody go look at someone else's hat, you know, their pictures of their cards and see. I mean, I know it's their bonnets, obviously, but I'm guessing that's how it's going, you know, supposed to be. There's that little tiny details matter. Don't lose that for his hat. We're going to put that right up there in the corner. And then I've got these other colors for his hat, but we aren't probably going to use those. And then don't lose it. And then let's just take a look at this, okay? Let's see what we've got. Let's use this piece of paper so you can really see it. Okay? So here we go. We've got, this is the Cuckoo Clock, and don't forget it, if you love it, and I think it's, I cannot wait to do the seasonal ones because, oh my gosh, they're so cute. But we have to figure it out first, right? Let's get all these pieces out. So we've got this, and I have to say, here's a little designer tip. Brenda Nolke and I have talked about this. Like, I hate the little fuzzy bits when you die cut something that sometimes, you know, they're kind of fuzzy, and it's not a problem with the dies. It's just because you're cutting paper. You can use a little tiny sanding file or an emery board, or at least your fingernail, to try and get those at least bigger pieces off. And it makes a difference, right? Details matter. And so get all those little fuzzy bits off before you take, you know, you've spent so much time doing it. Go that extra step. Pull those off. So this will go, this is so cute. It'll be wood on wood. Look, that'll go like that on there. And this is one of those things you could use if you don't like doing the little fiddly bits and it's difficult to glue and you make a mess. Here's things you could do. Use sticky specks. I'm not a huge fan of those. You could use a Xyron and make a sticker. I haven't been a fan of those. I want to try it again. Some people do that, or something you'll normally see me do is I will add my glue to it, which is probably messy, and I'll use tweezers, and then I'll dab off at least once or twice the big goobers before I stick it on here, right? And then hopefully we're not going to make as much of a mess. And there's some tips for using fine little die cuts like that. So this one will go here, okay? And then here's our roof. Here's this little piece at the bottom. And I think we've got, do we have some little pieces for that? I'm not sure. There is something there. And then this piece looks like it goes like this. This would go here. And of course, they aren't going to want to lay down very well. So we're just going to, you know, fake it till we make it. And then we've got our little pendulum. Okay, so here's the deal. Oh, this is the mechanism so it can swing, okay? So this is going back here, and I'll definitely have to show you how you do those and put them together. It's not hard. You just need to know how to do it on a card. And so we'll do that together once I figure it all out and have it set for you. And then here are the little weights. These are weights, right? Is Diane still, or Anne still on here? These are the weights for a cuckoo clock. And I'm not going to mess with all these little ones. And then we've got more chains. Those would go under there. Darn it. Let's put that on in a second. It's all going to be a pain since we're not gluing it at one time. So these will go here. The chains would go here. Okay. And then the little pine cones will go over that, right, on your weights. Let me zoom in. Okay. She has a hat that has a flat top with a fringe looking thing on the bottom, then her hair. I'll have to go look at that too. Look, I keep messing this up and I'm not going to keep going back and doing it. There's that. There's those. Here's this. And then we've got the people. Look, we've got the cute dresses. I'm not going to do it all because they don't want to stay since we're not gluing them. We've got the little hands. I don't want to move those. We've got these pieces for the clock. And the, here's the little house piece. That'll go there. Look how cute. I kind of like that. Like those very neutral kind of traditional colors. And then we've got our little window. That's going to go up here with our little piece on there. Right there. And our little birdie will go in there. Look how cute he is. I think that yellow is good. So that's the gist of it. Okay. I'm not going to do all the other little pieces. So you've got it. Anne says, yes, those are supposed to be weights. I thought so. There's the gist of it. I know it's a mess. Here's what I was going to say a minute ago, just so you know, in case you're putting things together. I like to, before I glue everything, you know, I'll glue all that together. But I will also grab a card base, and this one hasn't been scored yet. So, and I will kind of eyeball it. Let me go out. I will eyeball it on a card base. What else do I need? And it's so funny. How long have I been crafting? Over 10 years. I'm getting better at picking my sentiment ahead of time. Because lately, I don't know what it is. I've been waiting until the end and picking a sentiment. And then it just isn't going right. So I need to plan ahead for my sentiments. But like, how's it going to look on the card? Do I need something behind it? What else am I going to need? So I've been a little smarter working than harder working lately. Maybe y'all had it all together and I didn't. But lately, these are the things I'm doing better at. And because I just get so excited, I want to start putting it all together and then I forget, oh, I need a sentiment. You know, in this one, maybe you don't even want a sentiment at all. Maybe you do. So anyway, get your card base, plan it out before you start gluing things down because maybe you need something behind it. And if your cards, if you haven't been happy with some of your cards, start looking at designers. You know, I always talk about this. What makes their cards so special and what do they do? And one thing that you'll find designers do, you know, we love our foam tape and lots and lots and lots of layers. And of course it makes for better pictures. Just use a machinable stamp and then you don't have to worry about all the layers in the mail. But, you know, something else is you'll find they do a lot in the background because it really helps pop that focal point. So think about that too. You still need some interest in the background. And, so think about that too before you just put everything down on a basic card base. If your cards need to go to the next level, you probably need more in the background and you've been ignoring that. So something to think about. There's your final tip for here. There's your final tip. I'm so glad y'all joined me. I promise. Now, next week is a crazy week because I won't be here half the week. I'm going away with my friends. And Jennifer, are you still here? I'm going to see you. We're going to Georgia. We're going to go to Scrappy Shack. We're going to see Seth Apter, yay, at Scrappy Shack for a retreat. So I won't be live on Thursday, but like I said, we have an Instagram hop for Pixie Dust Designs. And before then, and I'm hoping to go live a couple of times, at least once, if not twice. so that I need to catch up on work, and I need to we need to do watercoloring again, and yay, my favorite. And I need to do these, and so we have a lot going on. So I won't be live next Thursday, but hopefully I can be live before then. Zoe says, come get me. I know, I'm so excited for Seth. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Thanks for joining me. If you have not registered for the Crafting Sweet Memories holiday workshop from My Pretty Things, Zoe, did you see this? Did you see it? Did you see it? I think you may have. Did you see this? Look, look. And I don't know if you can see all the sparkle. Look, let's go overhead. One more shot. Look, this is just one suite in the collection. Can you see the stamped image? Those are the Art Deco Christmas trees with the new Crystal Kisses embossing powder. I think maybe you did see it. $54. That's just one little tiny part of the kit. So go register for the kit. Yes, Sammy's coming today. I'm so excited, and it's going to be fantastic, and it'll be the gift that keeps on giving. So thanks for joining me, everybody. I'll put this together. You'll see it, and then we'll go from there, and we'll put the other ones together. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Be safe. See you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me.